Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal, and today I'm going to talk about Netflix The Witcher. Well, to be more precise, I'm going to talk about a certain trend that has been, going from the moment we learned that Netflix is going to produce this, and a lot of comments have been made on the same topic, and even Reddit posts and forums, and even titles of articles on different websites have been saying the exact same thing, and it's a very difficult thing to talk about without offending anyone. Trust me, this is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a tough video to make. And basically, those articles are saying this: that Netflix The Witcher is going to be the next Game of Thrones, or it's going to be more popular, or bigger, or it's going to have more spectacle than Game of Thrones. And just by saying that, you're already dooming the project to fail, because everyone expects to have, The Witcher look like Game of Thrones, to have something which is going to be better than Game of Thrones, which, trust me, just by saying that and comparing these two projects, it's insane, because Game of Thrones itself is a well-established show. I mean, it's going to end next year, and throughout all these years, every single new season has been receiving more money, and every single season was more spectacular than the previous one. Now, I'm not going to go into which season is the best. I love Game of Thrones going from the books and then going to the TV show. I'm not going to go into that, but the problem of comparing things before they're even out is very difficult, because number one, you're creating this hatred between the fans. Like, obviously, people that watch Game of Thrones are going to defend Game of Thrones. People that played the video game and read the Witcher books are going to defend this. So already you're expecting to get a series which is going to look the same way, and trust me, Netflix is not going to pump that much money into the first season. Even HBO didn't pump that much money into the first season of Game of Thrones, because they want to see if people are going to enjoy this, if people are going to watch this, and if they do, next couple of seasons, like, the production is going to cost even more money, because obviously they have to up their game. But just saying that, Netflix is doing this or Netflix is doing that, or this is basically a plot to remove the fans from Game of Thrones and bring them to Netflix, is just wrong. It's wrong in every single way, because number one, you're dooming the project to fail, and number two, you're setting the bar really goddamn high. I mean, like, it doesn't matter which season of Game of Thrones is better or worse. Like, you have to admit, every single episode is looking just amazing and spectacular, going from acting to storytelling to CGI to every single bit. I mean, but the first season of The Witcher is not going to be that way. Even the books are not written in that way. Obviously, how George R.R. Martin writes his books is to have every single family, every single kingdom fighting for the Iron Throne. The Witcher is not going to be like that. It's going to be less spacious in that way. It's going to focus on Geralt of Rivia and his adventures. It's not going to focus on multiple characters. So the storytelling and how, the series is going to run, it has to be different. And I really want this show to succeed. I really want them to capture the tone we want. I want them to capture the universe, and going from the books and the video game, I want them to create something amazing and to do it in their own way, in their unique way, like it wasn't done before. And obviously some things have to be the same, like the acting and the CGI. Obviously that has to be good to basically make the show look good. But comparing it to anything before it's even out, we don't know, like, how the story is going to run. Like, obviously we do know that it's going to be based on the Witcher short stories and the Witcher saga, but we don't know the casting yet. I mean, the pilot episode has been written, but that is all we know so far. So comparing it to something that has been well established throughout many years is definitely dooming this project to fail. I mean, obviously, so far we have a lot of drama surrounding The Witcher, like who's going to play Geralt of Rivia, is the show going to be dumbed down, or it's going to be sugar-coated, because, the universe of The Witcher is very dark and very grotesque in its own way, so they have to portray, the series as we, enjoyed it in the video game and the books as well. The same as Game of Thrones is doing with that, adapting from the books and also shifting the story in a different direction. So again, by comparing this project to either Game of Thrones or the Vikings, or saying that it's going to be better or more spectacular. Like, we don't know that. Like, we have no idea how The Witcher is going to look like, and is it going to be good? Nevertheless, Game of Thrones and the Vikings, is the show as a show going to be good and going to capture the feeling? The reason why Game of Thrones is so successful, because they really adapted the books and created something grand, something amazing, something I'm truly enjoying every single episode. Like, number one, yes, I do enjoy the first couple of seasons even more, but you know, at the same time, every single new episode, I just can't wait to see it. But even though I enjoy Game of Thrones, I'm not saying that The Witcher should look that way. It should have its unique way of storytelling and how it's going to portray every single episode, because as I said, it's not going to be grand in that way. It's going to follow Geralt of Rivia, not the Seven Kingdoms, for God's sakes. So I really do want, you know, these websites to stop doing this, to really create hatred already, like, between the fans. Like, can't we just enjoy both? Like, it doesn't matter if you love Game of Thrones or the Vikings or The Witcher. Why can't we enjoy everything and not compare stuff? As I said, some things have to be, you know, in its place to be good, like CGI, acting, combat, and blah blah blah. But at the same time, I don't want this to look like that or like this. I want The Witcher to succeed as The Witcher. I know it's the same genre, it's fantasy, but, you know, different production companies, different idea behind them, and definitely two separate shows. It's not aiming towards anything, trust me guys, they're just aiming to get more people to Netflix, not to battle Game of Thrones or the Vikings or any show similar to this. So for the end, I want to say this: no, I don't want Netflix The Witcher to be the next Game of Thrones or to be better or bigger. I want The Witcher to be The Witcher. I want them to succeed in basically adapting this show from the books, to have a good storytelling, to have a unique storytelling, to basically capture the universe and the tone we've loved from the books and the video game and create something amazing. I don't want this to become next that or this. So hopefully this video wasn't too much. Like, it was a very difficult topic to talk about without offending anyone. Yes, I am prepared for a lot of dislikes that this video might, you know, have, but we just need to wait and see. First off, I want to see how this show is going to look before comparing it to anything or saying that it's this or that. First off, let's say, like, okay, maybe we should just stop a bit and see if the show itself is going to be good before comparing it to anything else. And even comparing it is wrong, because, you know, every single show has to be its unique thing. And, you know, that's about it. So, LastKnownMeal signing out. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Also, tell me down below in the comments what do you think about this, and what do you think about, you know, people comparing The Witcher with Game of Thrones or the Vikings. But I'm gonna leave this to you. I want some nice discussion going on in the comments. I'll be looking at your comments, so say something nice, please. Let's have a good argument around this. This is LastKnownMeal signing out, and stay classy, everyone. Bye bye.